Right, I'm doing rear rotors and pads on my Mazda 3 2012 Sky Active. It doesn't really matter, Sky Active in this case, I would say. So first, make sure you stand your car properly. You can see where I jack it up. I use piece of wood between the jack and the frame of the car, right? And then, yep, I already took this guy down here. The wheel, I use a stand there, and we're gonna take this guy out. So this one's gonna be a little different than the front one. Well, I'll show you. Right. What I'm thinking here is, you can see just the rear handbrake here, but you don't need to probably touch it at all. I'll see right away once I start it, but basically what you need to take off is just this pin, the safety pin again, and then these 7mm underneath is just 7mm Allen pattern bolt. So use your 7mm Allen key, take these off, and you should be able to swipe this guy all the way up here, and you won't be touching this guy at all. That's what I think. And yeah, then there is another frame underneath, and I'm guessing it's gonna be 17 or something like that millimeters again, but I will let you know once I know it. So yeah, I already took these 7mm Allen pattern bolts with these caps, these plastic bags on with these plastic caps on the top of it. Now I need to just pry this pin off here and here, right? So I'll just pry it like so, and once I get it done, then should be this guy should just came right off. I will again use both hands to kind of pull it out, and then you will get access to, you will take off this one, the pad, the R1 pad, and then we need to take this little frame too. So I'll tell you which size of socket you need to take it off. So now I took the clamp or with the piston of the rotor, right? So the only, like, basically it's the same thing like on the front brakes. I need to just take the piston, this guy here. I need to press it all the way in, and then we'll see what's gonna happen next. I take the clamp with the pads of the rotor. So it's pretty much the same like with the front brakes. I need to just press this piston all the way in with the C-clamp on it, and with help of the old pad, I will just squeeze it in, and it will give me extra space for new pads. And now all we need to do, I can keep just this one kind of hanging here, make sure nothing is pinched, no line is pinched. And now I need to show you. So here we have 13mm and the bottom 13mm, right? So you will take this guy off, and you are ready to take all the rotor off the wheel. So that would be it. I took it off, I put the clamp a little bit down here. Now I can work on taking off the rotor. So I'll just basically bang it, rotate it, bang it until it's gonna be loose. You can use a WD-40 a little bit underneath of each bolt if it's really rusty much. What I just found it out, that if I compare the pads with the new one, I can tell you it's still usable. It's still a lot of tread on it, but I will replace it anyway. Sometimes if you buy a car from the owner, he didn't know anything about service history, this is a little shitty, because you can kind of check it like this. You can take it down and decide if you want to replace it or not, but I already bought it, so I will replace it anyway. Okay, so I'll replace the rotors and the pads. Okay, alright, so I was banging it all away, all around. Now I'll get it loose finally, and I can take it down. So now what we need to do is again cleaning the rusty spots. I will use the anti-seize. I will put it on, even on the screws, even here between the spaces here. Once I brush it with a wire brusher, and yeah. So there was also this guy, right? I need to take down with these 13mm screws. I will use the anti-seize on these two. Same with these Allen pattern 7mm bolts too. So I'll put it on the threads, and then I can put a new rotor on. That would be it. Alright, so this is the C-clamp setup for the piston. I used the old. This is the new one. Use the old. Okay, so this is the setup for the how to press the piston back in. So basically, I get a C-clamp. I go down, right? There is the end. Now I'll like turn this guy in. I'm using the old pedal, the pad, right? So you squeeze it in, and then there's gonna be enough space for your new pads, right? And there is just that's how I use that anti-seize. So I brushed the rust away. Now I use that anti-seize on threads. I put it also in the bolts here and in thread holes here on this guy. So yeah, that will be pretty much it. So once I press this one on, I will be able to put this guy back on, and then put all the brake pads and also the rotor on. Like I press the piston back in, right, with the C-clamp and the old pad. I just put it on the side here for now. I was able to put a new rotor on. I'm just using 2 bolts to squeeze it in. It doesn't give me too much more, which is fine. And now I can put this clamp back in right here with 2 13mm bolts, and we'll go from there. Then you can basically lubricate these little slots where pad's gonna go. You can lubricate it with the brake silicone lubrication, and I will show you. You can squeeze these pads right back in. Alright, so I put this clamp in, I tighten it up, and now what we're gonna do, I will spray it with brake cleaner again, the rotor, and then I'll use this guy, and I will put it right in these slots. So on each side, so here, a little bit in here, and from the other side, and in here too. It's gonna allow slide these brakes a little more freely. Okay, and it will be it. So guys, I got a little in trouble because I didn't realize I didn't really squeeze that piston all the way in. Now it's in finally, but so I put the C-clamp here, the clamp right here. I put the brake pads, right, and basically I wasn't able to put this clamp on top of it because piston wasn't squeezed enough. Now I found a different way. So basically I'm still using the C-clamp here, but in addition with these pliers, what it does basically, so I was using these guys with a C-clamp, and I was just kind of like releasing that piston clockwise, and I was able to squeeze that all the way down, okay, because with just that brake pad I wasn't even able to squeeze it in. Okay, so now with these pliers with channel lock, sorry, this is like a channel lock C-clamp, then I was able to screw it in. Now finally I'm able to put it on all over top of it, right? So if I release a sequence here now, I release it. Now I'm able to put this guy on the top of it, right in here, over, finally. So finally it looks like this, and now I can finally screw all the bolts in and make it done. Okay, this is a good lesson for me. So rear pistons are a little different. You need to screw them in, like you need to go clockwise and not just squeeze it in. Obviously it didn't work for me, but now finally I'm getting it. So clamp is on. I put these Allen pattern keys, bolts right back in. You can see it from here on the top too. Losing your rotor, new brake pads, and now I just need to put these plastic caps back on the top of this, right? One, two, that's it. Pretty much I'm done this side. I need to just finish another one, okay? But hopefully it's gonna help you. Just the last thing, don't forget put this pin back in, okay? This pin, you can either use a rubber mallet. I little hammer it in, and it's ready to mount my wheel on.